Hi guys. Sorry I'm late. Caesar says, where are you, Nick? I'm late, guys. Missed the first couple of games, but we're good. I did see the first game. Sinner had chances there to get the early break, but on serve so far. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty of this one. And we're going to see whether Sinner can play better in this match compared to his first round match against Kecmanovic. Sinner with the cross-court backhand pulls Borges off the court. Goes for the inside-in winner with the forehand, misses into the net. Borges holds, and we're at 2-1. Borges. Okay, guys. Give me 1 second. I got to set up a couple more things in here. All right, guys, we're ready to rock and roll now. Now we're ready. I left one more thing. Okay, I'll get it later. No worries. No worries. Yesterday was a long day, let me tell you. Very long day. But I'm ready today. I'm planning to do multiple streams today. 2 or 3. For sure 2. I don't know about 3. We'll see. And I don't know which match I'm going to do. Think about doing Jovic, Tatiana Maria. I'm very interested in that one. I love watching Tatiana Maria play on grass. Or maybe the Djokovic Tsitsipas. I don't know yet. Let's see. Martina Navratilova in the stands. Hi, Pierre. Good to see you in here. True Tennis Vibe is in the house. Sinner, despite losing 2 sets to Kecmanovic, was serving well in that one. So that's a very positive sign from that match. Because generally, when Sinner has an off day, it's the serve that drops, the first serve percentage that drops. I think you could make the correlation between Sinner's off days and the serve not working. For sure when he plays Alcaraz. But one thing that Sinner has shown this year is that he's able to get out of a serve slump in one single match. Perfect example, the Monte Carlo match. Yes, it was windy against Alcaraz on that particular day, but Sinner serving poorly, and then in that tiebreak, didn't miss a single first serve. So when the serve is clicking, it's going to be very difficult for the rest of the tour to take out Sinner on any surface. But they are 40 love up. Borges gives him a little chip. Sinner misses that so tricky transitional half-court forehand off a low ball. That's the trickiest on grass. Even the great Yannick Sinner can miss that shot. And he makes up for it with an ace down the tee, holds 2-all. There you go, bud. Borges is a tough player, though. He took out Nadal in the final of Bastad in 2024. This is the tournament where Nadal decided to quit and retire. Although he did continue to play even after that tournament. He played Olympics and he played Davis Cup. But Borges is a very talented player, played college tennis. I actually watched this NCAA final. He won the NCAA. Played for, I think it was Mississippi State. Either Mississippi State or Ole Miss. One of those two. It's a nice rally there. A beautiful point from Borges there. Beautiful. Looking good here early. What I heard from players, and I'm bringing this up since Sinner slid into that backhand, some of the players are not comfortable sliding on grass because it's a different type of sliding compared to clay courts. Okay, guys, one more thing. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. Just forgot one more thing. Okay, guys, now we're ready to rock and roll for real, though. No more interruptions. Someone asks, hey, Nick, are you watching on ESPN? Is Roddy commentating? You know what? I'm streaming. I got the ESPN on TV as well, but it's on mute. And my streaming is on the minimum volume so I can hear the ball a little bit, but I can't listen to the commentary and commentate myself. It's impossible. It's very distracting. But on the streaming, I think it's the BBC feed because I got John McEnroe. It's John McEnroe here. I don't know who's doing it on the actual TV broadcast on ESPN because those are separate. Those are different. You get different commentators. So I looked it up, and Borges did indeed play for Mississippi State, which is a school that always produces good tennis teams. We played them 1 year. It's a SEC school. He won the NCAA. I watched that match. It was in Orlando, the NCAA final, and he beat Paul Jubb in the final. He beat Paul Jubb in the final, who's also a great player. Obviously hasn't had the same type of success as Borges. You know, sometimes it's interesting to see, you know, guys that were of a similar level when they played college tennis, you know, that maybe went back and forth in their head-to-head, similar results. I mean, how similar can you get to playing each other in an NCAA final, right? It's a big draw, that tournament. And then one guy makes it onto the tour and the other guy doesn't. Another example of this was last year when Holmgren, you guys remember Holmgren last year, made it to the 4th round? He played in the final of the NCAA against Ben Shelton and played a great match, took a set off of Ben. And look where Ben is, look where Holmgren is. Holmgren is playing challenger. So that's the brutality of tennis, and that's where it becomes very difficult to explain why one guy can do it, the other guy can't. It goes beyond forehand, backhand, serves. It goes very deep. Random tennis gal says her heart is racing. Okay, hang in there. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Nothing to worry about, all right? I think Sinner comes through this in straight sets. I expect him to play a cleaner match compared to the first round. Because what happened in that first round match, 4-all, 40 love, and Sinner drop serve, that will not happen again this entire tournament. There was rust right there. We're not having played matches. There's maybe a little bit of tightness. So don't you worry about that, okay? Random tennis gal, you stay here. Maybe don't watch and just listen. Reba says, what did you make of Ben's defeat yesterday? I talked about it in my day 2 wrap-up video. Check it out. I think it's the worst loss of Ben Shelton's career. And it's no disrespect to Virtanen, who played a phenomenal match and is a great player, but Ben Shelton was on the bottom half of the draw and had a look at making a Wimbledon final, and he loses in the first round. I've actually made a much longer analysis of Ben Shelton that I decided to cut. And I'm not going to get into the reasonings why, but it was a 10-minute segment on Ben Shelton, and I turned it into a 2-minute segment, so I cut most of it out. But it's a very concerning loss, and difficult to understand the season that Ben Shelton's had. I mean, they have to do a lot of work to figure out what's going on, because he's been playing well at certain tournaments, but not so well at others. And I'm being nice by saying not so well, suffering some of the most shocking losses in many years. But then on the other hand, see, he wins Stuttgart, he wins Dallas, he wins Munich, which is super impressive to win Munich. And a guy like Virtanen, he has to take out in straight sets. He has to. Because I hold Ben Shelton in high regard. I've said it many, many, many times. He's one of the guys, there's a small group of guys that has the potential to cause difficulties for the top guys. But I'm saying potential. They're, you know, it's they haven't done it yet. And Ben Shelton's still far away from that. So far in this match, Borges serving well, holding serve against Yannick. Did have a tough first service game that he got out of, but now serving well. Anna says, Serena did not attend post-match media. I know that because I was looking for the press conference, but I couldn't find it. And she avoids the $50,000 fine? That I didn't know. What's the reasoning for that? Why is she avoiding that? It's a beautiful slow-mo there of the center serve. Sophia K., if you're Portuguese, how do you say Borges? Is it Borges? Borges? How do you say that? I'm having a hard time with Portuguese names. How do you say Borges? Is it Borges or Borges? It's Borges. Okay, I asked Sophia, who's Semito. Are you Portuguese too? I don't need Americans teach me how to speak Portuguese. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sumito. It's my apologies. Okay, teach me. Sumito, teach me. Borges. And Borges tries to hit inside out forehand from outside the singles line, misses it wide. 15 love. It's out by literal, like, less than a millimeter. He was close to making that shot. Borges. Caesar, are you Portuguese? Remember, no teaching allowed unless you're Portuguese or Brazilian. Or one of the other Portuguese-speaking countries. There are many. Masaba, are you Portuguese? I'm listening to Simito. He's the only one teaching me properly. Borges? Okay, Caesar, you're Spanish. Masab is Brazilian. Just Portuguese and Brazilian, please. No Spanish. Borges. With J. Borges. Okay, I'm going to try not to butcher it, guys. I apologize for saying it wrong. I do put a big effort in learning how to say these names. And some come a little bit easier than others. And a nice hold from center. Beautiful wide serve. And this time he makes that half-court forehand. Although it wasn't as low as the previous one he missed. Center holds. What I think will happen in this match is that center will be a lot cleaner from the back of the court because he wasn't anywhere near the top of his game against Kecmanovic. He was missing a lot of forehands. Missing a lot of backhands too. Some of his trademark backhands, the one from the middle of the court that he hits over here, inside out. He was missing that one. He was also missing the down the line backhand, So he was far away from his best. So I am looking for Sinner to kind of get back to his normal level from the back of the court. Maybe not all the way. It's going to be a match by match improvement. By the time we get to the fourth round, quarters, I think we'll see top level Sinner. Because even he is still spraying some balls here and there. Borges holding comfortably. Serving well though. Tennis Two-Tongue, good to see you in here. I remember you stand out in the comment sections. You've been commenting for such a long time, probably for 8 years, so I recognize you. Glad to see you in the live. Yeah, the board is something I introduced maybe about a month ago, and it does help to show certain things. Yesterday was very helpful. I drew the zones that Serena wasn't attempting to run balls down. That was really bad grammar. I drew the areas of the court where Serena didn't make an attempt to run balls down, let's put it that way. So it helps, It's certainly a good addition. I do have a couple more ideas. I actually bought a couple more devices, software devices, to make the live streams even better. So I'm still working on optimizing these, but just finding the time has been challenging. Simply because I got stuff going on the entire day. Yesterday I had construction here in the apartment, which I plowed through 6 hours of it. It was a little bit noisy at times. But I'm going to keep trying to improve these as much as I can. Hopefully by the time we get to the finals here, the semifinals is going to be better. Sinner serving to stay in this first set, down 4-5. That wide serve has been working really well for Yannick. That's another service winner off of it. Caesar, if you're Spanish, why are you teaching people Portuguese? We got Portuguese in here. We got Brazilian in here. Leave it up to them. Semito says it's a J sound, not an H sound. Borges. Borges. We're going to look it up in a second on the ATP website and to see whether Nuno himself says it's wrong, because sometimes these players say their names wrong. A lot of times it's correct, and you can learn just from the website, but other times even the players will say it wrong, so then you're bound to YouTube tutorials. And of course the play button doesn't work. It never works on the ATP website. It never works. Center 40 love. Looks like another easy hold. Yeah, doesn't work on this one. Clicking play, but nothing's coming out, guys. Love hold for Sinner, 5-0. Let's see if he can make an impact here and get a break. Kessler, I can't read from here. Kessler, upper break in a second on Sabalenka. I'm seeing that right? Let's see if Yannick can put some pressure on Borges here. He cannot. Borges serving exceptionally well. Wide serve, forehand down the line. Sinner can't get to it. 15 love. Borges with a very interesting forehand style in the take back. You know, the racket face is somewhat neutral as it drops in the back. Most players will close the racket face or they turn it backwards. But Borges reminds me a little bit of Richard Gasquet in that preparation, where the racket is more neutral as it drops. Very interesting forehand style. And so unorthodox. But he's serving exceptionally well in this first set. Sinner can't really do much. He's hammering serves into the corners, and as good of a returner Sinner is, there's not much that he can do. He's just simply too good right now from Nuno. The backhand is unorthodox too. It's a very compact swing, something that's very common right now on tour. It's what I call the next-gen two-handed backhand with that abbreviated preparation and very delayed timing. In fact, I just made a video on that. It's already up on my website, intuitivetennis.com. So make sure you click the link from the Nightbot there and subscribe to Intuitive Tennis Premium. And I discussed the backhand, the modern backhand versus the next-gen backhand, and how many players now have adapted this style with this abbreviated preparation, and Borges has this type of backhand. Now, there is some additional variations on the finish. So players like Alcaraz, they'll have that prep, but they'll have a full finish most of the time. But there are other ones that have a short prep and also a short finish. And Borges has that. So it's just a very short stroke, often redirectory stroke, but it's rock solid. And he can hit it anywhere. He can hit it down the line, cross court. So he's rock solid from the back of the court, big serve. He's a very, very good player. Sinner again finds himself serving to stay in this first set. That's a fantastic backhand there. Sinner does not make an attempt to run that down. He got wrong-footed a little bit. Love 15. Let's see what this turns into. Almost made that return to Borges. 15 all. That's a very good question, Desilava Yeleva. I'm going to get into that. Excellent question. Ace, Sinner, 30-15. What do you think of the theory that Sinner's aura had waned off because of his loss at RG and players are not afraid of him now? I don't think he was beating them because of aura and fear before. Yeah, 100%. There's a kernel of truth there potentially. Okay, but it's not all aura. I talked about this with Serena as well. It's not all aura. It's a component of the entire picture, but Sinner was beating everyone because he has the best serve in the world, because he has the best forehand in the world, because he has the best backhand in the world, because he has the best return in the world based on stats, because he's the most clutch player. He's probably best defensive player, best passer. That's why he went on these rampages. That's the primary reason. Now, on top of that, yes, you create an aura. You create this, you build up an intimidation factor as well. And that's not something that necessarily stays with you because that's dependent on your dominance. So certainly that could have some effect, what happened to him at Roland Garros. But as I've said in a previous video, Sinner can erase that immediately if he wins this tournament. It's completely erased. Now, if he next week when it gets hot again, if he collapses again and has to pull out or loses, then again, he can lose the aura. Players will have more belief. Certainly true. But it happening just one time, don't think it has that much of an effect. Sinner with the mini break, 1-love. Talk about being the best passer right here. We see a perfect backhand passing shot for Sinner. Off his left foot, he slid into it. Sinner is the best in the world at hitting this particular shot. I'll put Alcaraz very close. I'll put Djokovic very close. But something about the Sinner slide, maybe with the skiing background, he's just so incredibly stable off that left side. I think he hits that particular shot better than anyone I've ever seen. And more frequently, too, than anyone I've ever seen. But again, Alcaraz, Djokovic is very close. It's not much of a difference. But I'd still put Sinner slightly ahead. And I praise him a little too much because he misses one of these backhands down the line. But again, a fantastic return from Borges. And put Sinner under a lot of pressure there, made him hit that backhand from outside the singles line. And Sinner there with a little bit more of a low percentage shots because he hit that ball below his waist. Probably should have lifted that ball a little bit more. 1-all. Mini break back for Borges. And Sinner with a rock-solid combo of shots. Wide serve, forehand down the line winner. He fist pumps towards his box. 2-1 Sinner. Can you at some point address the politics of tennis as mentioned by Novak 2 days ago? Listen, I made an hour-long video last year about that. It was an hour-long breakdown on everything. It was around the time of that lawsuit that you're mentioning. Great backhand there from Borges down the line, forces the error from Sinner 2-all. It was around that time where the lawsuit was going on, and made an hour-long video discussing everything you can possibly discuss that deals with the politics of tennis. I advise that you won't be able to find it because that video didn't get that many views, but if you really want, I can link it here. Let me know if you want that video. I'll link it here in the comments section after the first set. Borges with ace, 3-2. He's playing exceptional tennis in this first set. Clean, aggressive, serving well, returning well. Are you guys aware from Portugal in the chat that you're playing against my home country, Croatia, today? Do you guys know about that? That's going to be some match. That's going to be a nerve wrecker. Thinking of 50-50 in my book. Can go either way. 3-2 Borges. Forehand slice from Borges. Sinner into the backhand side of Borges, who misses the backhand. It was a little too far away from that one. 3-all. Simito says it's going to be a great match. Hopefully. One thing I will say though, let's not like switch too many topics, but I think it's ridiculous the amount of negativity surrounding Ronaldo. Like so many videos about him, how bad he is, and everybody kind of bashing him. It's so disrespectful. And the constant comparisons to Messi, it remind me so much of like the toxic fans in tennis, the Nadal, Djokovic toxicity, the Federer, Djokovic toxicity. It's very similar, and the disrespect towards Ronaldo is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Simone, what's wrong? When you open or close? What do you want? And Sinner takes care of his serve, 4-3. It's a tight tiebreak so far. Hey, Monique. Yeah, I'm going to stream something else. I'm not sure what yet exactly. I want to do the Jovic-Maria match or Djokovic-Tsitsipas. I don't know yet. Are you watching the World Cup? Yes. I'm not going to say every game, but I try to watch every game. I love it. It's a little bit tough now with the tennis, but usually it's okay time-wise. Watch tennis in the morning, watch football in the afternoon. But yeah, I've been watching a lot. Love it. Sinner with the mini break, 5-3. Who's your dark horse at Wimbledon? I would say Noskova. I picked her to win the whole thing. I think she's going to make a big surprise. On the men's side, Fritz. Sinner had a look there on that forehand pass. He's mad he missed that. Sinner had a good look there to pass down the line. Ball clips the top of the net, goes wide. 5-4 Sinner. He's got the set on his racket. 2 serves to serve out this first set. Let's see if he can come up with a couple of tough serves. And a wild first serve error from Sinner. That thing was almost close to the baseline. Second serve. Big second serve from Jannik Sinner there. And set point, 6-4. He ripped that second serve out wide. That takes guts. That takes confidence. And a lethal combination of strokes from Yannick. A wide serve, very close to the line. Borges just, does what he can on the return to get the ball back in play. It's a weak return center with the easy forehand winner into the backhand side. And he takes care of his serve. Wins the first set tiebreak 7-4. Interesting set from Yannick. I thought it wasn't so much that Yannick was playing poorly, but Borges taking care of his service games through the entirety of the set means that he was serving exceptionally well, because that's not easy to do against Yannick. To get into a tiebreak against Yannick, the best returner on the ATP Tour, it's not easy. So great set from Borges. I do expect his level to drop a little bit and to Yannick's level to increase. Maybe Yannick will start opening up on the return now. Maybe Borges will give him some more second serves. We'll see. I think it's going to be difficult for him now to hold serve, to continue to hold serve here. So I expect 2 slightly easier sets from Yannick after this tight first one. Good to see you in here, Kwan Sharifi. Tian going into the 5th. Hey, Super Davey. You were asking whether Sinner has looked less nervous today. Yeah, he's looked better in this one, I think. But like I said before, he's not at the top of his game yet. I guess that we're going to see top-level Sinner maybe in the 4th round, quarters. Remember, he didn't play any lead-up tournaments, so like the first 2 matches, maybe 3, is for him the warm-up, so to speak. For him to shake off a little bit of that rust. So by the time he gets into the 4th round, quarters, he's going to be at his top level. Sinner slides into the forehand. It's an excellent rally right here. Best rally of the match from Sinner right there. First point of the second set. Anna says, Serena simply released a statement and officials deemed it sufficient and didn't give her a fine for not attending post-match media. Preferential treatment, it seems. I don't know the rules on that, but it seems like it, yeah. But I don't know the rules on... Is it like you get fined if you miss the presser? 50K? Is that like a set-in-stone rule, or are there some exceptions? I don't know enough about it. Oh, ATX Super Dave. Yeah, glad to see the fall from Monday doesn't seem to be bothering him. Yeah, I was worried about that one. I actually, I was on Threads and, whoa, what a shot from Borges there. One-handed backhand pass. He's laughing. One-handed backhand cross-court pass. Johnny Mack style. I want to see this in a slow-mo. Chip return. Center comes into the backhand side. Look at this. That was some shot right there. Maybe a little bit lucky. Because he was going to slice it, and then he weirdly turned his racket face and kind of flattened it out cross-court. Forehand drop shot from Sinner, horrendous. And Borges runs it down with ease, hits a very solid one-handed backhand down the line. Sinner can't get to it, 30-all. Okay, one thing about Sinner, so far the field game has been very bad. It has been very bad. Now, the thing about him is, though, he'll keep using drop shots. So he's not bothered by poor quality. He'll keep using it until he gets it right. And then it'll turn out to be like perfect at the most important time. So that's Sinner. It's still a work in progress, the field game. but I thought it's gotten a lot better, maybe over the last 12 months or so. But he's regressed a little bit due to not having played any matches. I think his feel looks worse than normal, for sure. His feel game, drop shots more specifically. It's a huge point right there, and Borges shanks a forehand that he didn't even have to run for. Stationary forehand. He's got to be kicking himself for missing that at 30 all. That's something you got to take advantage of against Sinner, who holds so comfortably most of the time. Can't miss that forehand. 40-30. Big serve into the backhand corner of Borges, and there's that Gasquet-style forehand prep from Borges, who rips a forehand down the line, puts Sinner in a lot of trouble. He can't control his defensive one-handed shot. Back to deuce. Nick, have you heard Djokovic regarding the players' complaints ATP schedule? I have not heard that. I haven't heard that. I had a little bit of a busy day yesterday. I live streamed for 6 hours, I think, and then I did watch Shelton Virtanen for a while. Watched some Zverev, and that was about it. I just had no time for anything else. Big second serve there from Sinner. Put a lot of action on it. Gets the chip return error from Borges. Add in. Thank you for joining the live stream, Sophia. You take care. Have a nice day. And there's a huge serve from Sinner out wide. He gets the service winner there. And the hold. 1-love. Tricky first service game for Sinner there. Had to go over deuce. Again, there are some mistakes there from Sinner. Here and there. There's the issue with the feel, like I already said. But then there's also the fact that Borges is playing an exceptional match so far. Not only serving well, but returning well, actually. Hey, Yappa Man is in the house. How you doing? So sorry to see the Netherlands lost. Sorry about that, man. I enjoy the morning coffee. No, I quit it, actually. Even though I'm so tired today, I might have to go get one for the second live stream. I might need it. I'm a little bit low energy. Yesterday I had a nightmare day. I had construction here at the apartment the whole day, and I powered through the live streams with the construction for 6 hours. I did the wrap-up video after that. Even had to do a little bit of coaching in between, remote coaching. It was a long day yesterday. And I didn't sleep, maybe. I didn't sleep a lot. Maybe 4 hours, 5 hours, that's it. Got woken up at 6 a.m. by this guy right here. Law 15. Like I said, after the first set tiebreak, I do expect a break from Sinner in both of the next sets. I don't think Borges will be able to hold serve like he did in the first set. He'll miss some first serves like here, and I think in this set, Sinner will use up these opportunities on the second serve and put pressure on Borges, but he doesn't here. Sinner loops the return, hits it too short. Borges rips the forehand cross court, 15 all. Big first serve out wide again from Borges. (30-15). I don't even know what time Croatia is playing at. I got to watch that too today sometime. That I can't miss. So when is that? Forehand drop shot from Borges. Lob from Sinner goes horribly wrong. 40-15. Yeah, Sinner's field game is not right. Take a look at this lob right here. It's like in German we say he's got Eisenarm. An arm made out of steel. It actually is not steel, it's an arm made out of iron. Backhand slice from Sinner. Rips the backhand, cross-court, misses long. Borges holds, 1-all. Hold on, World Cup. Even though Eisenarm in German is more, it's not really the right usage of that word. Like tennis terminology in German has to be used accurately. That's more referring to when someone gets tight. It's not really when somebody has bad feel. You wouldn't really use it there. So when someone gets tight and then the arm gets heavy, that's what it stands for. Hold on. Is it even today? Incredible shot there from Borges. Oh, it's tomorrow, Croatia. Okay, good. All right, never mind. To Croatia is tomorrow. Yeah, it's that, like I said before, it's that compact next-gen backhand, but it's with a twist because he bunts it, he redirects it. He doesn't finish it that far. It's an exceptional backhand. Very strong point there from Yannick. Putting a lot of pressure on Borges. Another shot that I like from Borges is the chip, the forehand chip. He hits it so clean. Hits it with so much feel and so low over the net. He's getting quite a few first serves from Yannick back in play with that shot. And on the backhand, he like bunts it flat with two hands. A super impressive match so far from Borges. Because Sinner, like you guys are saying, he's still off. Sinner is better than the first match, I think. He's still not the normal Yannick Sinner. He throws in a double fault there of a super aggressive second serve. And Cahill and Vagnozzi stand up. That's always a sign that, you know, it's a danger zone. But I think Sinner is playing better than the first round, so all the credit goes to Borges. Putting a lot of pressure on Yannick. Was in a little bit of a hole here at 15:30. Mini window. Makes the first serve, forehand cross court. And Yannick hits the forehand into the net. 15:40. Two breakpoint chances. Who would have thought this? Who would have thought this? Let's see if Yannick can get out of this with some big serving. He does. Ace down the tee, saves the first break point. Let's see if Sinner can come up with another big serve. Misses the first serve, second serve from Sinner. Big opportunity right here for Borges. Let's see what he does with this serve. We don't know what it's going to be. Will it be a kicker or will he go aggressive? It's a kick. Sinner hits the ball very hard with the backhand cross-court. Forehand goes long. Inside in. Second time I'm seeing him miss that particular forehand. And Borges gets the break. Very surprised with this because I thought Yannick was going to raise his game a little bit, and I thought Borges was going to drop his game a little bit, and we're going to see an easier second set for Sinner. But we're seeing the opposite. Yannick Sinner's game dropping, and Borges continued to play well, maybe even better than the first set. So tough match for Yannick so far. Has not had a chance to break Borges yet. Has he had a break point? I think in the first game of the match he had a break point, but that's it. He has not broken him yet. And you know, it's Yannick giving him mistakes though, too. You know, that's certainly a part of this. But to be fair, yeah, it was 3 breakpoint chances for Sinner that first game of the set, but that was it. No more break chances after that. For example, that chip return, I've seen Sinner miss a couple of forehands off of that. Like, that's a tricky ball. And that backhand that he hits, which is like unorthodox, short take backhand, he kind of goes like this. He just kind of redirects and shovels it, blocks it, bunts it. On the grass, it's kind of similar to Kecmanovic. That's another ball that's tricky to play. Another big serve from Borges there. Sinner can't control the return. 15-love. Wow. Sinner with, again, like I said, that low ball that Borges gave him there, Sinner missed another forehand off a low ball. That's a tricky ball to play right there. Yapaman says, I don't know what's wrong with Sinner. Maybe he's doubting himself after Roland Garros' body's going to fail him again. Something mental, in my opinion. Never saw him hitting that many errors in 2 rounds. I listened to a Sinner interview, and he said he trained quite a bit in the heat, and he has had 0 problems. I don't think he's scared that it's going to happen to him again, based on what he said. As far as him not playing well, don't know if it's related. Another forehand error from Sinner off a slice. Having trouble with the low ball today on the forehand. Love hold from Borges. Listen, it's just a guessing game what's going on, right? I mean, we know that he's not playing his best tennis, right? But what's the reason for it? Well, maybe he didn't play any tournaments, so it's like just still shaking off the rust, which I think certainly can be a factor. But let's be honest, like, it doesn't help what happened in Paris. Quite the contrary. That's a different thing from losing the final to Alcaraz, with one of the legendary finals of all time. It hurts deeply, that particular loss, but this one hurts in a different way. And he's going to have to fight hard to reverse that tournament. He can do it if he wins Wimbledon. It's erased. Roland Garros loss is erased. Maybe it'll come back a little bit when he plays Roland Garros next year. You know, he'll remember, oh, what happened here the last 2 years was very, very unfortunate. But that's tennis. You fail, and then you have to correct your failure in the following tournament. And that applies even to the great Yannick Sinner. He has to erase what happened there with a win here. And he's got to do it step by step. So, again, my guess is that if he comes through this, and if he comes through the next round, he'll find his best tennis 4th round quarters. That forehand is so unorthodox from Borges. He whips it. It reminds me a little bit of Gasquet, the forehand. Of course, you know, there's a lot of differences between Gasquet forehand is so unorthodox. It's crazy, but I'd see some similarities in the take back and the whip of it. Like, he whips that thing like crazy. Yeah, the field game is not anywhere near where it was during the clay court season from Sinner. Another failed forehand drop shot attempt. 30 all. Super Dave says it's Wimbledon grass. I think he's still adjusting to the surface. Certainly, yeah. Especially this first week. The grass in the first week, different than the grass in the second week. So if you can survive, like I said, if you can survive these first few matches, I think Sinner is going to be okay. But this brings back the question, like where people say, oh, all these warm-up tournaments, everybody should skip this, skip that. No, you skip, you don't play any tennis for a month while everyone else is playing tennis on grass. How can that be good? Like, it can't be good. That's the brutal thing about tennis. The same with the clay court season. If Sinner skips Madrid and Rome and doesn't play tennis for 6 weeks prior to Roland Garros, I don't know if he wins Roland Garros. That's how tennis goes. Like, you need confidence, and everybody else is collecting confidence while you're just sitting there. Now, having said that, you need to rest and you have to be smart, and you don't want to wear yourself out and deplete your energy levels. Certainly that's true, and you have to be smart with your scheduling, but you also have to play the whole year. And yeah, the fact that he didn't play a warm-up tournament, it's something that some players can pull off. Djokovic just pulled it off a few times, but listen, I think Sinner should play Halle. I think he signed a contract with them there. He doesn't even have to win that tournament, just play a few matches, get it out of his system. I said the same thing about Serena yesterday. I think she should have played singles at least once, maybe in Berlin. Ideally, play singles twice, both Queens and Berlin, and maybe that match yesterday would have been different. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Listen, I talked about this in previous videos. I don't even know if I'm going to get into it. The Draper pinpoint to platform switch being related to his arm problems. Just think about the logic of that. It makes 0.0 sense. Yeah, I don't even know if that's true. I've heard that, but I don't know if that's true. 15 love. Borges continuing to serve well. A lot of the serves on the due side going into the forehand corner of Sinner, who's spraying quite a bit on the forehand return. Just ripping that forehand. Forehand drop shot from Borges. Sinner runs it down. And you would think Sinner would make a shot like that, but he doesn't. Misses it into the net. 30 love. He didn't hit it too badly. Don't think he missed it by much there. 30 love. And Borges misses a forehand. I've not seen him miss that many forehands today. Forehand has been on fire. 40-15. First serve miss from Borges. Second serve. Maybe a weird opportunity for Sinner to get into this game here. If he gets this point, could get interesting, the service game. Sinner slicing the backhand. rips cross court, but Borges rock solid on that forehand side. Off a very, very strong rip from Sinner. Borges redirects inside in, draws the error from Yannick, holds 4-2. Wow. What a surprise in the second set. And the level drop from Yannick, very surprising. It's very common, you know, in the world of tennis for the favorite, when they have a tight first set, to then open up the match wide open in the second set, but we're not seeing that here. Big serve from Yannick there, ace. 15 love, down the tee. Second serve for Yannick. On the line. Forehand drop shot, makes it this time. I told you guys, Yannick is gonna keep trying drop shots. The fact that he's hitting them really poorly today, it doesn't matter. He's gonna keep going for him. And he'll start making them too. Maybe, like, think of this, maybe it's gonna be a huge point, like 6-5 in a tiebreak, and Yannick, despite hitting horrible drop shots the whole match, will pull out one and make it. That's what I find funny with Yannick. He trusts his game in the most important stages. Oh, chalk flew up on that serve. Ace down the tee. 40 love. Nice serve from Sinner, serving volley, and an easy forehand put away volley there. Hold serve. Borges up a break in the second set. 4-3. Fucsovics takes out Tien. Didn't have that in my prediction video. Surprised with Tien's grass court performances this year. It would make sense to me that he would like grass and that he would be good on grass. And prior to the clay court season, I thought that he was going to struggle on clay. But it turned out to be the exact opposite. He won that tournament in Geneva, which is a huge thing for an American to win a tournament on clay in Europe, 250. That's super, super impressive. And then on grass, he hasn't played well, so that's very surprising. But I'm still looking for Tien to do a lot of damage on the hard courts. So unfortunate loss here in the second round of Wimbledon, but he had a tough match in the third round anyway against Davidovich Fokina, so it is what it is. But that section of the draw with FAA, you know, you got Fokina in there. Now it's Fucsovics, Fokina in the third round. That's kind of like an open little section with opportunities. Let's see if FAA can come through that. I actually personally have Davidovich Fokina coming through that part. Let's see if Sinner can make any inroads on the Borges service game. He pumps his fist, draws the backhand error from Borges, love 15. Good body language here from Sinner early. Good energy in this return game. Yeah, man, that's funny you bring that up. He asked, did you ever play with Dutch players in Germany? It's funny you bring that up. I lived 10 minutes from the Dutch border. Borges with another error, love 30. I lived in Aarhus, Germany, which is 10 minutes away from, or 15 minutes away from Enschede. And my dad was a coach in Aarhus, but he also he was hired by the Dutch Tennis Federation and did some work. He worked in the Netherlands a little bit. That's a miss from Sinner that he's frustrated with. He ran down a drop shot, misses. The backhand slice down the line. So that's the connection right there with the Netherlands. My dad worked there, but also when I played in the clubs, didn't have any Dutch guys when I played in Aarhus, but we did have Dutch guys when I played in Aachen. I played in Aachen for a couple of years, Blau-Weiß Aachen, and we had 3 Dutch guys on the team. One that was actually a guy that was ranked quite high in the doubles, Sistamans is his name. He played there, and a couple of other guys. So yeah, I did play with guys from Holland, yes. I'm sorry, I said Holland. Holland is a region of the Netherlands. I meant to say Netherlands. 40-30, from love 30 to 40-30. Frustrating because Sinner had a look there at love 30. And a big serve, body serve from Borges. Jams Sinner, gets out of this game. Sinner was very frustrated with that shot that love 30 that he missed. He was gesturing to his box. That could have been love 40 right there, but he's got to shake it off, hold, and then try again at 5-4. But the energy in that return game was good. It was good. If he brings that same type of energy, he's going to give himself chances to break. It's just been too many easy holds from Borges in this match. And you know what it is on the return? Like when you're nowhere near a break, you like lose confidence, like that you can break. It's really an awful feeling when the other guy is holding to love to 15 consistently, or you never up in your return game, you lose confidence. So even the great Yannick Sinner's return game confidence low right now. Because since that very first game of the match, he's had no chances other than this last game. Sinner with a strong backhand, deep backhand, draws the forehand error from Borges, 40 love. Serve volley from Sinner. And a lob attempt from Borges that goes out, and Sinner holds to love. He will have another chance to break back at 5-4. Your junior coach won a match against Federer in the ITF, like a junior match. That's amazing. That's awesome. What's his name? Maybe I know him. He's probably a little younger than me, because Federer is. I was born 77. Federer is, I think, 82 or 83. I think. I'm not sure. When I was playing juniors, the top guys in Germany were like Tommy Haas and Nicholas Kiefer. Tommy Haas is 78. Kiefer is my age, 77. Born in the year 77. Federer is a little bit younger. I don't know him. Never heard of him. Oh, Federer is born 81? Is that true? Let me look that up real quick so we know for sure. Yeah, you're right, 81. Thank you. 81. So yeah, he's 4 years younger than me, Federer. Nice serve from Borges there on the first point. The Sinner, again, he chips that forehand return and doesn't control it well, dumps it into the net. And just the sheer attempts at chips and slices from Sinner, a little bit concerning. You know, I think he's trying to make shots, but despite the attempts to make shots, he's still making errors. So that's always frustrating. There, Sinner redirected that serve really well with his backhand return, drew the error from Borges 15-all. I want to see Jannik Sinner take cuts on the return here, like trust his return and just take cuts. Rip. Kind of like that, but even stronger. Rip, but he gets the error from Borges. That was an unforced error right there. 15-30, another chance for Sinner right here. He had love 30 in the previous service game of Borges, now 15-30. Let's see if Sinner can again put pressure on Borges. Doesn't do enough there with that return, hits it through the middle, short. Borges with the forehand winner, cross court, 30-all. Forehand return error from Sinner off a wide serve from Borges. He's serving so many balls to the Sinner forehand. That's working. Sinner has given him mistakes with the forehand return. 40-30, set point Borges. Ooh, that was a bad bounce. That was a bad bounce. Or bad footwork. You could look at it a couple different ways, but maybe he settled a little too early on that backhand. The ball bounced like, you know, to his left, and it was too far away from it. It was an easy backhand, actually. It's half court, short, high. Borges dumps it into the net. And it's deuce. Second serve. Big chance right here for Jannik Sinner. I want to see him rip a return right here. Sinner slides into the backhand, slides into the forehand, gets a let cord. Borges runs it down. Sinner with the lob. Gets it in. Borges pops the ball up, goes wide, and Sinner wins a spectacular rally. A little bit fortunate with that let cord. But nevertheless, those two defensive shots from Sinner looked way stronger. That's the Sinner that we know. You know, he's not being careful. He's ripping on the run. Playing aggressive. Two strong defensive shots there. And again, a little bit fortunate there. But look at the feel on that lob with the two hands. Like I said, the most important stage, Jannik Sinner will still go for field shots. And he'll make them too. Even though the field, he's hit some really bad lobs in this match. There was one in particular that was really bad. And another rally. Sinner, open stance backhand. Forehand cross court. Borges misses the forehand into the net. Sinner breaks back. It's 5-all. So for sure, Borges gave Sinner a window here. It was that one forehand that he missed at 15-all, which was a kind of a stationary forehand. Ball was strong off Sinner in that rally. He kind of shanked it long, and then he missed that backhand at 40-30. Half-court backhand with a little bit of a bad bounce. He wasn't in the right place. So those two errors right there cost Borges big time. Big time. Now we're back on serve. Second serve Sinner. Jannik Sinner with an excellent combination of shots. Borges comes to the net of a strong forehand. Sinner does a shoelace ripper, low ball, and then a down-the-line backhand pass. Borges gets to it, can't control the volley, 15-love. Pierre, how dare you say that? This match is really mediocre. Don't say that. Come on. Ace center, out wide, 30 love. Not every match can be center Alcaraz Roland Garros like last year. The matches sometimes go up and down in quality. That doesn't take away from the entertainment factor to me. I think this match has been very interesting. I think it's way more interesting than Sinner winning 3, 2, and 3, which is something that could easily happen, right? So we got a couple of tight sets. Be glad about that. Because let me tell you something, Sinner far away from his best here. And we have to give Borges credit too because he's playing exceptional tennis. Nice overhead there from Yannick Sinner. It's a half-court forehand, hits with a lot more shape this time. More control built into it. Love hold from Yannick. It looks like Yannick Sinner has woken up. It looks to me that Yannick Sinner has woken up, guys. But again, I want to make sure I give credit to Borges because he was serving so well, though, in the first set. And that, even in the second set, all the way up to that 5-4 game, he gave him those couple of errors there. He didn't give Yannick much of a chance to break, and it was affecting his return confidence, I think. So let's see if Sinner can do something here again. Borges serving at 5-6 to stay in the second set. Wait, your coach was 23? I played Federer when he was 15, so was it like at a Futures Qualies or something? It's still a win is a win, though, yeah? And I'm sure Federer at 15 was a beast. It's tough to beat at 15. Let's see if Borges continues to go wide with that first serve deuce side. He doesn't, goes T there. And a monster forehand from Borges. Cross-court winner, 15 love. Big T serve from Borges. Sinner can't get the return. 30 love. There's the wide serve to the center forehand. Another forehand winner from Borges. Inside out, 40 love. Incredible tennis. He's serving so well. Forehand is so good from Borges. Made all serves in this game. Every single serve in this game he's made. He's touching his leg, Borges, right above his knee. Maybe something going on physically, but serving incredibly well. I mean, there's not much Sinner can do when this guy's serving like this. They're banging serves into the corners, 4 in a row. Not much you can do. Tie break. Sinner misses the backhand long, and we start off this tiebreak with a mini break for Borges, 1-0. Second serve. So good return from Yannick, gets Borges off the court, down the line backhand, draws the error from Borges, who can't control his squash shot. Mini break back for center, 1-all. He continues to go to the Yannick forehand. And it's working, which is so weird. Yannick having trouble with his forehand return today. 2-1 Borges. Ace center, 2-all. Out wide this time. Second serve from center. Good second serve there from center. We're just ripping the forehand, putting a lot of pressure on center. And then he dumps one into the net, the easiest one in the rally. He dumps into the net off a defensive one-handed shot from center. That's how tennis can go sometimes. You know, you make the tougher shots, but you miss the easy ones. Mini break for center. Actually, no, not mini break for center. On serve still. Borges serving. Let's see if center can get the mini break here. So good return from center there. Draws the error, 4-2, mini break center. I don't know which one I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow. I have to see. Menchik Dimitrov sounds like a good one. I have to see the schedule. Let's see. Yeah, he got it in. Center with the best backhand of the match so far. Hits a backhand down the line winner from outside the singles line. Oh, what a backhand from center. No, this particular shot has been missing from center's arsenal so far in this tournament. The backhand down the line, other than some passing shots here and there, hasn't been as good as it normally is. So it coming out in this tiebreak is a good sign at the most important stage. 5-2 center with 2 serves to finish out this second set. Big serve center and a lovely combination of shots. Pretty good defensive return there for Borges, but hits it too short. Center wrong foots him. Goes inside out, 6-2. 4 set points. Sinner goes down the tee for the ace, misses wide, second serve. Good second serve from Sinner. Hitting the ball strong in this rally, Sinner. And gets the backhand error from Borges. He wins the second set tiebreak 7-2. First set tiebreak was 7-4. Second set tiebreak was 7-2. Tiebreaks, rock solid from Sinner. Inside the sets, I thought the first set, interestingly, was better than the second set. I thought Sinner played worse in the second set. Was a tad fortunate to be able to break back at 5-4 with those couple of errors from Borges. But again, yes, Sinner is not at his best, but we have to give credit to Borges, who's playing a great match, serving well. The things that are not working for Yannick, like I said before, field game, return game. Return game, a lot of errors on the forehand return, especially that wide serve. You know, this one right here, wide on the deuce side. Sinner missing a lot of forehand returns. So let's see if he can find some of those shots in this third set. Certainly a good way to shake off the rust, to be like to have these little to have these longer, trickier matches early and get your tennis in. On the other hand, you know, it's not good. It's risky. That's why I said before, it's risky not to play any tournaments prior, because I'm not saying that he was close to losing to Kecmanovic, but he could have lost this set to Borges. Now you're in a 4-set battle with this guy. ATP Tour is tough, you know. You don't want to be involved in these matches because you never really know what can happen. All right, guys, take a little break. Be right back. Unfortunately, I missed whatever that was from center. I'm going to rewind once this game's over. But it must have been a spectacular shot from center there. We're going to rewind in a second, guys. (40-30), Borges serve, first game, second serve. Backhand error from Borges, back to deuce. That's an unforced error from Borges right there. One of the many wide serves that he's hit to center's forehand. This time center returns the ball deep. And the entire court is open for Borges, who misses a backhand into the net. Break point for Yannick. Big serve there from Borges. Saves break point. Back to deuce. Let's see if he goes wide again. Center slicing a lot of backhands today. Draws the error from Borges. Goes inside in with the forehand. Break point, Yannick center. The forehand, I mean, this is true for a lot of players, but the forehand from Borges can be very, very good, but it can also spray every now and then. He's made some crucial errors with the forehand in important stages in this match. Does one here at deuce, misses a forehand off a slice, and break point opportunity for center. And a great shoelace ripper from Yannick. He loves to hit the ball low and hard when guys come into the net against him. He's very good at that. And, you know, his balls are hit with low trajectory, but still they have a lot of RPM. And that makes it super, super difficult to handle when it's low and when you're at the net. So Yannick Sinner starting off strong in this second set. Gets the break right away. Let me quickly check that one spectacular point from Sinner. Where was that, guys? I'm going to rewind real quick. Was that a 15-all or something? When was that? Because they were raving about that point. Let me see if I trigger the ads. I'm going to go insane if I trigger the ads. Where was that point? It was a 15-all, I think, no? Right here. 15-all. Okay, let me watch it. Thank you, Cha. 15-all. Oh, you guess. You're not sure. Okay, I'll check. Don't worry. TFO up 4-2 in the fourth against Atman. Thought it was going to be a tricky match for TFO. It's a first round match still. Oh, I see. It's a sliding forehand passing shot winner. Okay. All right. They were selling it. I mean, listen, it's Yannick Sinner we're talking, right? We've come to expect shots like that from Yannick. Certainly on the run, on the slide, Sinner is out of this world good. Oh, Random Tennis Gal is back now. You can watch now with Sinner's up 2-0. Yes. Watch. Don't worry. Don't worry. You can watch. Love 15, though. Up a break. He's got to take care of business here. That's how tennis goes. You can't. You don't want to relax ever in tennis, especially not at this level. You gotta keep the foot on the gas. I think maybe that's what happened to Serena a little bit yesterday. She let the foot off the gas just a tad when she got that break in the third at 2-1. Love 30. Vagnozzi and Cahill off their feet. They know that this is a problem right here. You don't want to lose your serve after you have broken. That's extremely frustrating. It can have a lingering effect. You got to take care of your serve. That first service game after you have broken is very, very important. So let's see if Sinner can get out of this problem. Sinner with a strong cross-court backhand draws the backhand error from Borges, 15-30. Double fault from Yannick, 15-40. Who was it? Was it Anna that came in? No, random tennis gal. Sorry. Sorry, you came here. Thought it was going to be relaxing. But it's not. 2 chances to let Borges back into the second set. There's an ace, though. Out wide, right on the line. First break point saved. 30-40. I think, let me check my draw, but I think Sinner plays Brooksby next, right? My draw, because Simonis was eating up my draw like crazy. I had to put it away. I have to go get it later. I'm pretty sure Sinner plays Brooksby. Second serve. Double fault again. And here's the break back. I want to tell you, random tennis gal, that this is not your fault. It's not your fault that when you came in here that Sinner lost a serve. Don't look at it that way. There's no such thing. No such thing. This is something that what I would think. Like if I was watching Rafa and I didn't watch the match and he was up and then I come in and watch and then he starts losing, I would think it's my fault. I'm like that, you know. But no such thing. What do you think about Barbara against Mira? I think it's going to be tricky. It's going to be very tricky. Maybe one of the best rallies that I've seen from Sinner this whole match, and I like that he ripped that return. He has not really been ripping returns. The returns have been poor in this match from Sinner. But that one he really let the forehand go. Hit it more like he hits his ground stroke forehand. And that's what makes him so good on the return of serve. And then once he puts that much pressure with the return, he continues to blast into the corners and hit very hard. And that's the normal Sinner. So let's see if he can do it again here. But the great serve from Borges down the tee. Spectacular point from Borges. Did he? Oh no, he missed that volley. That was a great rally there. Shame he missed it because exceptional point from Borges there. Good defense too from Yannick. That was a fun rally right there. 15-30. Big serve. That's a tough shot to pull off, the volley lob off the backhand side, especially when you don't have a good day regarding your feel. Yannick Sinner, for the second time in this match, it's a poor volley lob. Nowhere near high enough. Borges with the easy overhead, 30-all. Yeah, I love that return from Sinner. You see what I mean? Like, he ripped that return. Second time now in this game. And that's where he's so dangerous on the return of serve. So maybe Sinner is finally woken up. 30-40, break points. And a beautiful little angled backhand passing shot. 40-all. Hold on a second, I had the score wrong, my bad. It wasn't break point, it was 40-30, my bad. I apologize for that. Hold on a second here. I missed some ball somewhere in this rally. Anyway, it wasn't break point, it was 40-30, now it's deuce. Great rally from Yannick. Playing very aggressive. Borges overcooks the forehand from the corner. And now it's break point for Yannick. Very, very good return game from Yannick. If he returns like this, he's not going to play tie breaks. He's going to break. So maybe he's starting to find his game now, finally. Great serve from Borges there right on the line. He comes to the net off the forehand. A backhand down the line pass from Yannick. 2 backhand passes in this game. 2 forehand return rips. This is the Sinner that we know. Excellent game right here. Can you imagine in this set? It was back-to-back breaks 3 times. When do you see something like that on grass? Every single game in this third set has been a break. Crazy, but I think it's a very positive game from Sinner there. Maybe he's finally going to start finding his game. Because again, the weird thing in this match was how many points Borges got with that serve out wide. You know, this one right here. Sinner missed so many returns from here, which he normally doesn't do, and he was chipping a lot of returns and also hitting them short a lot here and giving Borges opportunities to hit winners. It's just uncharacteristic. But in this game, that one, I don't know the score, I forget now, 30-all maybe? Or 40-15 was it? Saw Sinner rip one like hard like he normally does. And maybe he's going to start doing that now. And when he does, that's when we'll see the normal level of Sinner, where he wins more comfortably in straight sets. So we shall see. We shall see. Second serve for Yannick. Very strong forehand from Borges. Can we see another break? The 4th break in a row. Can you believe that? Love 15. Forehand drop shot from center. Goes wide, and it's love 30. I told you guys center was going to continue to hit drop shots. He's going to keep doing them. It's a brutal way to gain trust in a shot that's not working. But I've seen this from center. He's not affected by mistakes. In a normal sense, you know? Ace from center, 15-30, a very clutch ace right there. He needs to hold here. He cannot lose a serve 2 times in a row. That would be incredible. Manoliner, hi. I know it's off topic, but Fokina is looking good. What do you think? Well, I got Fokina going to the quarters, actually. I made the draw prior to his final in Mallorca, and I had a feeling he was going to finally win that ATP title, and that's going to help him in his career, actually. I think Fokina is an incredible player. What a baseline player he is. And unforced error from Borges there, 30-all. I think he's an incredible player, one of the best backhands on tour. He's got a great serve too, Fokina. So for that reason, I have him going into the quarters. He's in that section there with FAA, and he was supposed to play TN, but TN lost, if I got the draw right in my head now. And FAA has been struggling this year a little bit, so I got Davidovich Fokina going in the quarters there, facing Djokovic. Ace from center, 40-30. That's a huge right there. 2 aces from love 30. He's got how many total? 18, I think. Let's see here. Aces, match aces, 16 it says here. So it's 17 total, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, Davidovich Fokina, I think he's going to be a player to reckon with. He was in 4 finals last year, couldn't get the title. A couple of really painful losses in Delray and then Washington, D.C. It was millimeters away from getting the title, couldn't. And a huge hold from center here, 3-1. From love 30 down, that was huge. So, yeah, I think Davidovich is very dangerous. Very dangerous. Backhand error from Borges, love 15. You could look at this from a couple of different angles. Like, you could say, okay, Borges losing confidence on his serve falling apart, but I do think there's a difference in the returns from center in this third set. Maybe not necessarily in that first game, but he's hitting the returns more aggressive now. That's an exceptional point there from Borges. Good return from center, actually. And Borges hits a Rafa-like inside-out forehand from the backhand side for a winner, 15-all. You know, I remember that match against Rafa and Basta in 2024. That was a very painful match to watch because I expected Rafa to win that one, and it would have been beautiful for Rafa to win that tournament, to get a tournament title in 2024. And Rafa had some really tough matches on his way there. He, for example, against Navona was a 3-hour match that Rafa won. Then played actually Ajdukovic from Split, Croatia. Lost a set to him. Didn't play well that day. I think he was tired from the previous match. But it was a fairly straightforward 3-set win in the semis for Rafa. And then I thought, okay, Borges final, Rafa wins this. You know, the stands were absolutely packed. Capacity crowd. And Rafa got destroyed in that one. Borges was just too good. Yes, Rafa was injured and he was old, past his prime. All that is true. He was exhausted from matches in that tournament, especially the Navonovac. But I thought Borges there was playing exceptional tennis. So even though this is old Rafa, this is injured Rafa, this is Rafa that retired in that year, it's still a win against Rafa on clay in a final. And that's an exceptional point there from Borges at 30-all. Because Rafa, no matter what his physical condition was, if you learned anything in that documentary, is he wanted to win every match. Even if he came out on crutches, Rafa would try to win a match. So still, I give Borges a lot of credit for winning that tournament and beating Rafa in the final. I give him a lot of credit for that one. Because I watched every single match in that tournament. I even dedicated an entire video to Rafa in that tournament. And yeah. Borges was very strong there. And I think this was a good showcasing of his talents this match. He's an exceptional player, very complete player. Sinner with the drop shot return. That's something else, huh, guys? Drop shot return winner. That was a shank. Need to see a slow-mo of that. That was a shank, guys. Big serve from Borges right there out wide. Saves break point, back to deuce. Sinner rips the forehand, but slips a little bit there, even though the slip came after the contact. Didn't miss by much, maybe a little bit. Add in. Sinner returning better in this third set, no doubt about it. Anna asks, if you're his coach and haven't seen the second round match, are you pleased with Sinner's trajectory, Nick, or a lot more improvement needed to win the trophy? Yeah, like I said during this live stream, there's a risk not playing any tournaments prior to a Grand Slam. The risk is that you need a couple of matches to play yourself into the tournament. And what if you trying to play yourself into the tournament results in a first or second round loss? That's the risk. But now that Sinner has played 2 tough matches, I assume he's going to come through this one, even though it's not over yet. But let's say he comes through this. He had a very tough first round and a very tricky second round match and played a lot of tennis. So I think he'll play better in the third round. I think Brooksby, I got to check the draw, but I think it's going to be Brooksby. I don't think there's going to be any problem for Sinner whatsoever, even though Brooksby is tricky. That's going to be a very straightforward 3-set match. It's going to be tough to play your absolute best tennis against Brooksby because he's so quirky. Borges with the hold there. But once we get to the fourth round and the quarters, I think we'll see prime Sinner. So it's all about getting through these and giving yourself another chance to find your best tennis. So he's on the right trajectory. It's all about winning in tennis. It's not, it's not a beauty contest. It's winning, giving yourself a chance to compete again and find your best tennis when it matters the most. Let me check real quick. Actually, hold on one second. Let me get my draw. Be right back. All right, guys, we're back. Sinner serving up 2 sets to love, up a break in the third, 3-2, starts with an ace. Where did I put my phone now? Okay, here it is. I'm going to check the draw real quick here. This is the women's. Hold on 1 second. Look at what Simone did. He took a big bite out of the corner here. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Brooksby third round, and then probably Quinn fourth round, right? Or Hodar. And then Paul, I got Paul in the quarters, or Medvedev. So yeah, I think we're going to see top level Sinner by the fourth round. That's my guess. That's my guess. There was a pass. Hold on, let me check that. I need to rewind that. I missed the pass there. Looking at the draw. Hold on. People are groaning. What happened? What happened there? Oh, it was Borges who hit it. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Oh, okay, another one of these. That's the second time he hit one of these with a one-handed backhand pass, like a flick shot. This guy is very skilled. It's a very skilled player, Borges. He's got quite a wide repertoire of shots. But Sinner hitting, very aggressive in this. Is hitting the ball harder in the third set. Hitting the ball harder, playing well. Wide serve from Sinner. He comes into the net, serve and volley, backhand high volley, put away cross court, 4-2 Sinner. Not an easy volley, that one. Hit it well. Chip return from Sinner. Borges dumps the forehand into the net. Does not put enough spin on that one. It's a very flat, low 15. Both players have missed quite a few of these half-court forehands off a chip. It's still, especially in the first week when the grass is more slippery still, that That's a tough shot, that chip return, especially when you hit a short. Sinner hits the forehand, 15 all. See here. Pull up this. (40-15). Looks like Borges will get another hold. Slice backhand from center. He had a lot of slices today on the backhand. Down the line backhand looking a lot stronger though from center. Like that shot is starting to click. He's starting to find it. It was completely non-existent against Kecmanovic, down the line backhand, except a few passes here and there. It hasn't been anywhere near the top level in this match, but this third set, you know, Sinner's backhand down the line is starting to click more. And he's hitting the ball harder, it appears to me. Nice hold from Borges, though. 4-3 Sinner, up a break in the third, up 2 sets to love. Okay, I'm trying to see here what I'm going to do today. Okay, so the Maria against Jovic is the last match on court number 12. That's the court that Diala played on yesterday. So Tiafoe just finished on that court. So it's going to be Siniakova, Bartunkova, Nakashima, Struff, and then it's Maria Jovic. So there's going to be a women's match prior to the Djokovic match on center court, Krejcikova, Andreeva. I think it's going to overlap, even though there's a men's match there. Wow, it's not going to be until way later. So I'm either going to do Maria Jovic or Djokovic Tsitsipas. I don't think I can do both. And I'm going to decide later who I'm going to do, which match I'm going to cover. So I'll do another one today, and we'll go from there, guys. I do think the third set from Sinner has been better. Despite him dropping the serve, all those rebreaks in the beginning of the third, I think it was 3 in a row. Other than that first service game where he hit 2 double faults, this third set has been pretty good. Dave, yeah, I thought they were playing today, Dave, but I know they're playing tomorrow. Thank you. Appreciate it. Tomorrow, I think, at 7 or something like that. Ace from Sinner to start this game. He's serving better, too. Dropping a lot of aces, Sinner. That's one thing about playing longer and longer matches. Gives you more opportunities to get your ace count up. So far, I think Sinner must be leading the tournament in aces. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the ace leader so far. He says, how many? 20-something in this one, and he had like 30 in the first one. He's probably at over 50 already. Backhand is so unorthodox from Borges. The technique, the forehand is unorthodox too. He's got some quirks on his ground strokes. That's not a statement on the quality of the ground strokes. They're exceptional. But stylistically, it's just a tad unorthodox the way he hits. 15 all. Oh, Rinderknecht had 32 aces in the first round. Okay, gotcha. But once we add up the second round, maybe Sinner is going to be on top. But Rinderknecht, he's got a huge serve. Big serving there from Yannick. Big wide serve. Rock solid. Daniel Boza misses Karlovic. I miss Ivo Karlovic too. It's fun to watch opponents go crazy with Ivo. His serve was so unreturnable. A lot of players will tell you like he had the best serve of all time. Like it's not even an argument. I still think the title goes to Isner based on stats, but a lot of players said it's Karlovic. Like hands down, Karlovic's best serve ever. Simply for the angle at which it was delivered from, made it unreturnable. He would get these crazy angles. Like ball would land here, exit over here, served at like 130. Be no chance. Good morning, Forever 25. Hold center 5-3. One game away. One sec, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. 30 love, Borges. Let's see if you can hold and make Sinner serve out this match. 40 love. Served so well today. Very impressive. Anna says it's going to be Nole Tsitsipas will be way more interested than Jovic. Look, I don't know about that. To me, that Tatiana Maria is one of the most interesting players on tour to watch. But that's just me, you know. I'm not saying that Tsitsipas Djokovic is not going to be entertaining. I'm sure, certainly, it's going to be great. But I'm leaning towards covering Jovic Maria, not just for the entertainment factor, but I just have something to take care of, and not sure if I'm going to be back in time, but I'm certainly going to try. So let's see. Let's see which one I cover. Here from 40 love to 40-30. Maybe Sinner will close it off right here. Instead of serving for it, Borges sprays another forehand long. One thing I noticed with Borges is that when he gets a little bit more time on the forehand, he's produced some errors, interestingly. Like off of slower balls, he sprayed some forehands. He's made quite a few forehand mistakes, and of course he's dominated with his forehand as well. This kind of goes both ways a little bit. Everybody wants Nole Tsitsipas. Good forehand there from Borges, and knocks off that high forehand volley. Add in. I got to leave the house once this is over, and there's only one match in between on center court. Krejcikova Andreeva, and that probably might, what if that's short? I don't know if I'm going to be back in time. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe I'll do both. Maybe I'll do a dual stream. I'll do both. We'll see. Wow, Sinner running. Beautiful couple of points from Borges right there. Borges. Really showcasing his talents here on the center court of Wimbledon. Nice to see. Exceptional player. Exceptional player. David Goldberg asked, do you think if Tsitsipas can win one of the first two sets, he would be live to win? Listen, I'm the guy that's, look, I separate off the court, on the court when I'm talking about players. I'm not going to discuss off the court stuff. I'll discuss it privately, whatever. I won't never going to do that publicly. It's not my place to do that. Okay. So I do think this crosses over into the, when people talk about the certain player's game, their off-court antics and whatever is going on off-court. So I think the two players that are affected by this the most is Zverev and Tsitsipas. And I refuse to talk about their private life or what they're doing off the court, or when it comes to their tennis, I separate that, because you can't insult a guy's tennis if you don't like whatever he's doing off the court. I still want to keep it real when it comes to the tennis. And I've made so many videos defending Zverev's game and defending Tsitsipas's game, more specifically defending Tsitsipas's backhand. So, look, I know the quality of Tsitsipas, and I've covered them extensively on my channel. I probably made 3 videos on Tsitsipas, like dedicated videos just to Tsitsipas, maybe 4. Even made one when the first time he split from his dad. Like, I made a lot of videos on him, did technical videos on him, uncovered him in depth, and I hold him in high regards. Double fault Sinner, love 15. So, hold on 1 second. 1 second here. Got some technical problems galore here today. It's just a battery, but still. It's still a technical problem. Now, hold on. How do I go live here now? How do I go all the way live? There we go. But it is true that Tsitsipas has had the worst couple of years of his career, and he's in a dark hole. I don't know if he can claw out of it. He had a good look there in Madrid and did win a few matches, but could ultimately failed against Ruud, couldn't capitalize. And again, another forehand miss off a slower ball for Borges. That's a weakness right there on the forehand. He misses. There's too many now mistakes off slow balls on the forehand. And we got a streaming freeze here, but I got the backup TV going. I don't know what's going on over here. So he's in a dark hole. And for those reasons, I don't think that he's going to have many chances against Djokovic. I don't think so. But can he beat Djokovic? Yeah, I think he can play close against Djokovic. He can beat him. He was a set away from winning a Grand Slam in the final of Roland Garros against Djokovic. He can definitely cause a lot of problems for Novak, but not at Wimbledon right now at this stage of his career. I doubt it. There's just not enough confidence there. And don't get it twisted. Djokovic, like, even though they had that Fonseca loss, Djokovic still believes very strongly, and he was in a final of a Grand Slam this year, okay? People already forgotten about that. So, yeah, for those reasons, I don't see too many chances with Tsitsipas, but this is tennis. You never know what can happen. 30-15. Didn't miss by much that first serve. Maybe a half a centimeter there. Second serve. And hits the return on the line. Backhand down the line from Borges, and draws the error from Yannick, who can't get to the ball fast enough. 30-all. Wow. Couple of redirectory backhands from Borges. Excellent shots. 30-all. So a big first serve from Yannick down the tee, misses it. Second serve. Let's see if he kicks or if he goes hard. He went hard a few times, double faulted a few times as well in this match. Goes kick there. Good return from Borges, but a nice inside-out forehand from Yannick. Swing volley winner from Yannick, rock solid. This is a big point. You want to talk about a big point? 5-4, 30 all. That's a big point. And Yannick played it like a champ there. Wasn't even set up that well for that first forehand. Still managed to rip it incredibly well inside out. And his swing volleys are rock solid always. I don't remember seeing Yannick miss a swing volley. And now it's match point 40-30. Let's see if he can finish it off with an ace or a service winner. Big first serve down the tee. Another forehand from the middle of the court, inside out. Again, inside out from center. Borges playing defense. Center inside in. Borges still hanging in there. Center cross court forehand. Goes wide. And we're at deuce. Yannick Sinner is laughing. He can't believe he missed that. All right. I mean, I like the fact that Yannick was ripping there. I like it. So it's not, don't think it's a negative miss there. I don't think so. It was a millimeter out too. Big wide serve from center and a rock solid forehand cross court winner off a half court ball. Match point number 2 for center. And my stream is completely lagging now. What is happening over here? What is this? What is happening over here, guys? All right, match point number 2 for center. Let's see if he comes up with an ace or a service winner. Down the tee again. Another central forehand from center. It's like a replay of the last match point. Borges ripping through the middle. Center drop shot cross court, goes very long and misses long from Borges, and center wins the match. Okay, guys, I don't want to be repetitive here, but remember what I told you in the first set and the second set? This was some of the worst drop shots that I've ever seen Yannick hit in this match. Really bad, and the lobs were poor too off the volley. Topspin lob was better, but listen, this field game was off. Let's not sugarcoat it here. But I said he's still going to continue going for the drop shots. And what does he do there? It's match point. Sinner is off the court over here. And what does he do? He attempts a dropper right here, cross court. And doesn't hit it well. It landed about right here. You could almost call it a forehand slice. So that's Yannick Sinner. Like, he's not affected by the shot not working. He's going to keep trying to hit it. And I think that particular ball surprised Borges a little bit. And he couldn't control his little forehand chip there to come to the net. So I think, again, a great showcasing of his talents on center court for Borges. He's a phenomenal player. Was serving exceptionally well, returning well. I think his level dropped a little bit in the third set. Yannick Sinner's level went up in the third set, started trusting his shots, started ripping the shots more. The third set was Sinner's best set in this match. I wouldn't say the whole tournament, because I thought maybe the fourth set against Kecmanovic was maybe the best set he's played in this tournament, where he broke Kecmanovic twice. So, look, Sinner's far from his best, still looking for his form, no doubt about it. He's not where he needs to be yet, but I don't see Brooksby in the third round if he ends up winning, or maybe he already won, I don't know. I don't see Brooksby being able to challenge Sinner at all. There's just not enough power there, and the quirky stuff not going to work against Sinner. And then, I don't know, it's going to be Ethan Quinn in the fourth round, but, I think we'll see top-level Sinner in the later rounds, fourth round, quarters, and so on, and then we have to see. Okay, let's not talk about that right now. But couple of interesting things about Sinner was that the return was misfiring, especially off the forehand side. Field game is not a big concern. It's not that big of a part of his game. And so the most important thing in this context where Sinner didn't play a warm-up tournament and he had that shocker at Roland Garros is that he comes through this. You know, he comes through this adversity, subpar play. He stays alive and gives himself a chance to continue to play and find his best tennis. That's what tennis is all about. I made a video with a thumbnail saying tennis is all about winning, and a lot of people misunderstood this and they're criticizing. It was maybe like 5 years ago I made this video, but I stand behind this video to this day because tennis is all about winning. And the reason why it's all about winning is that you're not going to play your best tennis every single time you step foot on the court. And it's going to be horrible. You're going to be in a bad mood. You're going to fight adversity, the wind, a tough opponent, a cheating opponent, annoying people off the court, loud noises. You're going to be fighting adversity. Not every time you step on a court is it going to be fun. So the reason why tennis is all about winning is that if you catch a poor day like that and you decide to not try that hard, you lose, and then you say, okay, I don't care, I lost today, but it was the fault of the wind or whatever, or the opponent, and I'm going to play better next time. No. You failed. So tennis is all about coming through adversities like that and winning, because that takes a lot of qualities to be able to win when you're far from your best, when you're fighting adversity. And that builds a lot of character and it builds a lot of strengths in your game. And then often what happens is that you give yourself another chance to play again when you come through a match like that, and you start playing better. Maybe you go from playing some of the worst tennis of your life to playing some of the best tennis of your life in one specific match, or from one match to another. And there's nobody better at this than the greatest players of all time, players that I call GOAT level players. Time in and time out, they have proven that they almost lose in the beginning of a Grand Slam, win in 5 sets, maybe they save match points in some cases, and end up winning the entire Grand Slam. They find their best tennis after playing some of their worst tennis. We've seen this so many times from like Novak Djokovic, for example, or many other players. And that's why I say tennis is all about winning. And that's what's happening with Jannik to a certain extent here. I don't think it's been that bad. I think it's been quite okay, actually, but not anywhere near his best. So long story short, I think Jannik will get better. Okay, guys. So everybody wants that I do the Djokovic match, but I gotta take care of a few things. I'm gonna see what I can do. I really badly want to cover the Tatiana Maria Jovic match, but I know there's going to be like 30 people in the chat for that one, but I don't care. So it's like maybe not smart to do that one instead of the Djokovic one, which will certainly get more people in there. But I love watching Tatiana Maria, and I think Jovic is so good on grass. So I don't know. Let me see. Maybe I'll do dual stream. Maybe I don't know what I'm going to do. But in any case, I want to thank you for joining this live. It was fun, like it always is. Random tennis gal, where is she? Are you okay? There she is. Are you feeling better now? You were so nervous. This was another kind of a difficult one for a hardcore Sinner fan to watch, because he could have he could have lost the set for sure. Here, one of these sets he could have lost for sure. So anyways, guys, I will see you in the next one. You take care.